Hello, my name is Liz Lesbrowns, and I'm the Chief Compliance Officer for Lesbrowns Incorporated. Today we're going to be going over a regulation that affects our company. It's from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration under the Food Safety Modernization Act, the Preventative Controls for Human Food. So, a major portion of the food consumed in the United States is imported, therefore we have a higher risk of disease. The rule was enacted because, per the Center for Disease Control, 48 million Americans get sick with foodborne illnesses, and 3,000 people each year die, which is completely preventable. This was signed into law by President Obama January 4th of 2011, and per the Food Safe Alliance, the Food Safety Modernization Act will touch every segment of the produce business supply chain from farm to fork. So the Food Safety Modernization Act will shift the focus of the FDA to ensuring food safety through the prevention of microbial contamination instead of just reacting to the problem that has already occurred. Okay, so now we're going to get into the main hunk of what the actual regulation entails. So current good manufacturing practices are enforced by the FDA and provide for systems that assure proper design, monitoring, and control of manufacturing processes and facility, and that is right from the FDA. Previously, guidelines under these practices were non-binding, and now they are binding. So during hiring, we want to ensure that employees have the necessary combination of experience and education to manufacture, process, pack, and hold food that is clean and safe. Regarding allergen cross-contamination, it's now explicitly stated in regulatory texts, and human food byproducts used for animals must be held in a way to protect against contamination from trash and must be accurately identified. So going into the food safety plan, this must be written and formally published. So we have our hazard analysis, and we're preventing against natural and unintentional aspects. So things like biological, chemical, and physical components. So any parasites like E. coli or food additives, sand, anything like that. So we have our preventative controls, which include our critical control point, which is the step in the food production process where preventative measures are applied to prevent, reduce, and eliminate food hazards. And this includes our process controls, like refrigeration, acidifying foods, food allergen controls, and sanitation controls. Then we're going to go into our oversight and management of these controls. So in this process, it's almost like an audit. We want to monitor to assure that controls are being performed. We want to correct any problems, and corrective actions must be documented with records. And we want to verify that controls are consistently implemented, like product testing. For our supply chain program, we want to identify hazards and then have a control applied. Our recall plan, if there is a hazard that needs preventive control, we need to recall the product. We need to notify customers, notify the public if needed, check the effectiveness of said recall, and dispose of all affected foods. So the PCHF does apply to Lesbrowns Incorporated. We are a covered facility. We're an enormous organization headquartered in Las Vegas with over 350,000 employees worldwide, and we make close to $1 billion in revenue each year. If you are a covered facility, you need to register with the FDA. Since we're in the hospitality business, we receive food from vendors and suppliers that store, prepared, and serve to consumers within our hotel, whether that's our restaurants or our room service. There are exemptions which we do not fit under. There's a large list, but mainly qualified facilities. And if you are a qualified facility, you are a smaller business, and that is not Lesbrowns Incorporated. So if you want to look right here, all the exemptions are listed. So the PCHF and noncompliance. There are a variety of penalties for noncompliance, including warning letters, which require a written response for steps that will be taken for corrective actions. We really want to note that the broad length that the FDA has, the jurisdiction, they have both domestic and foreign authority, and they really do have a wide variety of penalties, so it's very important that we stay compliant. They have criminal and civil prosecution powers. Regarding the Park Doctrine, in the Supreme Court decision U.S. versus Park, it is found that chief executive officers and corporate officers can be personally liable for misdemeanor violations, even if they did not have knowledge of them or even if they weren't engaged. So that's very important that we stay compliant. Inspections, assessments, and reporting. Members of the FDA can come to Les Friends Incorporated and check out our facilities to see if we are staying compliant. We also need to document the corrective action reporting. It's accessible, and voluntary action should be encouraged for all observations when possible, and verified prior to a close of any inspection. Right here is just an example of a type of wall of shame letter that we have. When you are issuing a warning letter, you are put on the public broadcast on the FDA's website, so that could affect your public ratings as well. So how do we stay compliant at Les Friends Incorporated? We do have an FDA compliance manager that just handles FDA-related compliance issues. There is a hotline right here that you can call if you have any concerns about how food is being handled or processed in your particular hotel. We obviously have written and published food safety plans that must be followed. We do partake in training programs. The FDA has webinars. We listen and have all employees attend those. There are two programs the FDA encourages. It's the Food Safety Preventative Controls Alliance and the Sprout Safety Alliance, and there is a slide on the next page that has a kind of sample itinerary. All suppliers and vendors through Les Friends Incorporated are verified through the Foreign Supplier Verification Program. We also use the Food Safety Plan Builder and the Food Defense Plan Builder by the FDA. The Food Defense Plan Builder is basically a tool designed to help operators of food facilities to develop food defense plans so that we can mitigate any adulteration of food. We also follow the Hazard Analysis Critical Control Points, which is an internationally recognized method of identifying and managing food safety-related risks. We also look at the Rapid Recall Exchange, and this is where anything that has been recalled is posted online. And we follow corrective action plans and have them written, and you would work with a member of HR as well. So here is just that itinerary for the possible training that we would do for all employees. So thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and have a great day.